Well, early morning raids and utter confusion left even abuelitas standing on the sidewalks in their pajamas. So now a prominent Latino advocacy group is accusing the Texas Attorney General of voter intimidation and calling on the DOJ to do something about it. AG Ken Paxton's office executed a series of raids on the homes of Democratic leaders and activists, most of them Latino, in what he describes an ongoing probe into voter fraud. But here's the backstory in case you're not very familiar with Paxton. He's been an outspoken election denier and has also been accused of a wide range of misconduct. He denies all the allegations. ABC News has reached out to Paxton for comment on the raids. We have not heard back, and so far no charges have been filed against those whose homes were raided. Juan Proaño is the CEO of the League of United Latin American Citizens. They are demanding accountability here. Juan, great to see you. What was your reaction when you first started getting those calls from your members telling you what happened?
We were, utter shock, to be very candid with you. We knew that, Paxton was going after nonprofit organizations. He had gone after the Archdiocese of Rio Grande Valley, for example, the Annunciation House. Our expectation was that he was going to go after LULAC as well. So we were very surprised when he started to go after Latino community leaders and even individual LULAC members.
So what do you say to AG Paxton's description of these raids as part of a voter fraud probe?
There's no merit to it at all. There's no evidence that was actually provided, even to the judge when they received these warrants. They're baseless. And we know for a fact, certainly as it relates to our members, that there is nothing at all to substantiate any voter harvesting, any voter fraud at all. To our knowledge, to the work that we do in the state.
Well, why do you think these specific people were targeted? I mean, clearly what stood out to us was seeing all the abuelitas there in their pajamas, standing on the sidewalks. I mean, it was a little crazy.
Lydia Martinez is salt of the earth. I mean, she has been a LULAC member for over 35 years. She's a member of the AI Forum. She has 5 brothers who served in the military. One of her brothers actually died in the Vietnam War and received the Silver Star for his service. These are Latino U.S. citizens that are committed to their rights, to civil rights, and all they're doing is going out there and helping other Latinos register to vote. Lydia, in the specific case, is certified by the state to actually vote. And they went in and they seized her phone, they seized her computer, they seized her calendar book with all of her contacts, doctor's appointments, prescription medicines, and they interrogated her for over 3 hours, in addition to leaving her outside in full view of her neighbors. And it is absolutely disgusting the way that they've handled these raids and these warrant seizures.
So, as you know, Paxton has led a crackdown on what he calls non-citizen voting, claiming that at least 6,500 people had registered to vote. Nearly 2,000 of them had a record of casting a vote. We haven't been able to verify any of those numbers. So, why do you say that these voter fraud claims are bogus? Because I know you feel the same way about these numbers.
So, I'm really glad that you actually brought that up. So Abbott yesterday around 5 o'clock essentially announced that they took 1 million people off of the voter rolls in Texas. 1 million people. Of those 1 million people, 467,000 of them were deceased. Okay. So that 6,500 that you're talking about is literally 0.0065% of those voters that were taken off of the rolls, essentially. It is almost 0.5%. And so we're not saying that it doesn't exist. We're not saying that there are folks that are not, U.S. citizens that are registered. Sometimes they register by accident. Sometimes they get bad information when they do register. But there is not systemic voter harvesting going on. There's not systemic voter fraud. It has been talked about from multiple research agencies that effectively have said it is not an issue.
Please stay in close touch with us, Juan, because we want to follow exactly what the Justice Department is going to do and see if this is made right. Appreciate your voice, and we will continue to follow, of course, the story and the investigation.
Thank you for your reporting. Thank you.
Thanks, Juan.